It's like moving meditation. You know, when else in your day do you get an hour that's just quiet meditation?
Hello everyone and welcome to Dispatch Radio. I am your host, Russ Rizzo. For you Front Rangers, we look forward to seeing you out in Morrison on Saturday, December 15th for the Dirty 30 kickoff party and community run. Come run with professional ultra runner Kat Bradley and endurance coach David Roach through Red Rocks Park, and then hang out, drink beers, eat food, and enjoy a winter sports expo and podcast recording at the new Runners High store in Morrison. Details at dispatchradio.com. On today's show, we hit the trails with Laurie Nakauchi and her running friends for the latest in our Profiles in Motion series. Laurie organized a Candy Crush fun run up one of her favorite local mountains on her birthday right before Halloween. Laurie is a 12-time Leadville 100 finisher who has been ultra running for more than 20 years. She's a mother, school teacher, and one of the most beloved members of our local trail running community here in Colorado. In this episode, we get to know Laurie and what drives her. She talks about the importance her dad has played in her life and about running angry following her mother's passing years ago. After decades of running without a coach or sticking to a training plan, that has all changed recently following Laurie's very first DNF, did not finish. If you enjoy this episode, let us know with a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast player. Now on to the show. I arrived at Mount Morrison outside of Golden, Colorado at sunrise on a recent fall morning.
Sun is rising.
For a Candy Crush fun run Laurie arranged.
People are in costumes. Hey, Laurie.
What's going on? I'm not going to really wear this. This is Russ.
That's my new Facebook friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to
New
brag.
Facebook friend. Oh, nice. Oh, what's going on?
After sorting through our candy stashes, we hit the 3.2-mile South Ridge Trail that goes straight up the summit of the nearly 8,000-foot Mount Morrison.
All right. We've got a profile in motion. Paint a picture for us.
We're climbing up Mount Morrison and Russ is wearing a Candy Crush costume and not even like breaking stride as he does this.
I got to know the crew a little bit,
Carolyn Hicks, Annika Norfleet.
And Kurt Hardister.
and we quickly ran into new friends on the trail.
Someone fill our podcast audience in. They can't see this.
Oh, it's like a 8-point buck mule deer.
Well done, mountain lady.
This run is inspired by Jameel Curry. We were watching Mountain House, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a Candy Crush run up Mount Morrison? See how much candy you can eat climbing Mount Morrison.
Well, on that note, I think we got to break out some candy. Oh, I got a yellow Starburst.
Those don't have any calories. I have birthday cake goo,
Oh,
because today is my birthday.
happy
I don't know if
birthday.
you knew that. Big 49.
Big 49. For our podcast listener, what are we doing right now?
Oh my God. So we're on a really technical section of the upper part of Mount Morrison. It's more like scrambling.
And so we're literally rock climbing up a steep incline, and we look down and we see the magnificent
Red Rocks.
Red Rocks
Yeah.
Amphitheater. Can we see your place?
And it's around the corner.
Lakewood,
Yeah, Lakewood.
almost see your place, and then you grew up just further around the corner in Arvada.
Yeah, you can actually see Denver. I find having a rock climbing background, I don't really have as much fear.
Haha.
Watch the rock.
Why do you think ultra running has gotten so popular?
I think it's the next thing. People want to push themselves and find out what they can do. And, you know, once people have done Ironman or marathons, I think they're curious about their limits. I like the training more than the races and the challenge. It's like moving meditation. You know, when else in your day do you get an hour that's just quiet meditation? But also exercise and being outdoors. And then, like in this case, you know, being with other people. Ultra running has definitely made me tougher. You know, when my daughter was little, having to get up at like 2 and 3 in the morning to fit runs in, and having to go in any weather. You know, I think you develop a lot of resilience and grit. You learn how to be very efficient too about everything. And I think you learn to simplify a lot. Like, it's helped me focus on really what's important to me at least, and get rid of some of the other unnecessary junk. A car or living in a big house. You know, I feel like ultra running, I think, has really helped me figure out that I don't need much to be happy. Like, I just like having a trail and being out there, and other than that, life's pretty simple for me.
Got a pup with a blue eye. Hi. Where does the story begin when it comes to Laurie and outdoor adventure?
So, well, running actually I got from my dad. My dad was a runner. Actually, he stopped doing marathons when I started. So, but I definitely got his drive to do this. My dad's always been an athlete. When he was young, it was kind of the only way he could get an education and stay involved. So he played everything. Football, golf, baseball, ran track and field. I remember as a kid, he'd call it jogging. He'd go out jogging. And I would try and ride my bike with him to keep up. In college, I ran just for fun, to stay fit, and did my first marathon and got hooked. It was called the Hellenic Cup, put on by the Rocky Mountain Roadrunners. It's not around anymore. I got hooked on that, and then went on to do St. George and qualified for Boston, and then was kind of looking for the next thing, and heard Teresa Dowse talk about ultra running. Teresa's a former champion at Leadville. Several times she's won it. And after hearing her speak, I thought, if I can run 50 miles, I can run 100. So I did a 50 miler at Chatfield and signed up for Leadville.
What is your why?
I just love being out there. I mean, I like to be out on the trails. The races are fun because, especially the Leadville races, I mean, it sounds cliche, but Ken and Marilee talk about it being family, but it really is. You go to the Leadville races and you see people you may only see once a year, whether they're from out of state or that's the major race they do, and I don't know, it's like a reunion.
Whenever you go running with Laurie in or around her home of Lakewood, you are guaranteed to run into at least one friend.
How are you?
Good. Hey, pups.
Are you doing laps, Laurie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Is it Brian Fisher?
Yeah.
You're on Dispatch Radio. Hey, I'm Russ Rizzo.
Nice
to meet you. We're doing a profile in motion on Laurie Nakauchi.
Oh, all right.
We profile interesting people on the Front Range while they're in motion.
Right.
How would you describe it?
Crazy. She's out there all the time. She never stops. It's amazing. I'll give her credit for that. That's for sure.
How many times have you been at Mount Morrison?
Oh,
You go once a week?
about that. I've got about 40 something in this year. I did it 75 times last year. So.
Can I do a quick interview? We're doing a profile on Laurie.
Okay.
Can you tell me your full name?
Don Sims.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm old, 53. I just got done with the Leadman this year.
Oh man, congratulations! You got it done?
Yeah, got it done.
It's Laurie's birthday.
It is.
What do people? How would you describe Laurie to people that don't know her?
Awesome, the best. She's one of my faves. We actually did a run in Pikes Peak. It was a 50 kilometer. The Mad Moose. We did the Mad Moose together, and it was so much fun. And it was my last big race before Leadman.
Well, why is Laurie a good running buddy?
She's a good conversationalist. She loves to chat it up, and she's encouraging, and lots of high fives.
And you have to run slow with me.
We also ran into Val, a running friend of Laurie's who recently accomplished her own audacious goal, completing 4 100-mile races in one summer, called the Grand Slam.
I got stung by about 6 wasps at the last race, Wasatch. That was pretty sucky.
Oh gosh.
In the back.
How
What?
about the moment when Waz said, okay, you gotta keep moving. Even if you're puking, you gotta move on the puke on the move.
Yeah.
Puke on the move?
Yeah, she wouldn't let me. She's like, all right, that like attempt to make yourself puke isn't working. Like, she lied to me too. She's like, okay, we're gonna run for a minute. 4 minutes later, she's like, oh yeah, we're almost done. You got like 20 seconds. Keep going.
You know she's running right now.
Of all of Laurie's run buddies, it is her dad who has been there from the beginning and continues to show up year after year to celebrate Laurie at the finish line of the Leadville 100.
He comes every year, and my friends laugh because he'll come to the finish, he'll see me finish, and then he'll leave. And they're like, he drove all that way? And I'm like, yeah, that's just my dad, you know.
Where does he live?
He lives in Broomfield.
In Broomfield.
And like last year when I didn't finish, he drove up, and I had told him, don't come. No, 2 years before that, he drove up and he had a softball tournament, and I told him, hey, I'm going to finish late, so don't feel like you have to drive because I know you have your tournament. He still drove up. He saw my friends, but I hadn't finished yet, and they took a picture of him, and then he left. Like, it means so much to me, like, to know he'll be there, or, you know.
Right.
He crewed me at my first Leadville,
Huh.
and it was a disaster. Like it had poured all day, and I made them cross the river so I would have dry shoes, which now I would not even consider doing. And I broke down in tears, and he's like, oh my gosh, is she okay? Because he'd never really seen me cry. And my pacer was like, no, she's fine. She's just really tired. So, I mean, he was a saint. He crewed me when I did the Colorado Trail, like, and that was a brutal, 2 weeks.
Most emotional you've gotten during an ultra run?
So it wasn't an ultra, but it was the Breckenridge Crest Marathon. Shortly, must have been about almost a year after my mom died. And up until that point, I mean, I'd been really sad to have lost my mom. She died of a brain disease called Creutzfeldt-Jakob's disease. So the year before she had died. And at that race, for some reason, I was out there and got really mad that she was gone. And my anger just made me run really fast and hard because I just was so mad.
Wow.
And I find I can't cry and run. So like being mad, I wasn't crying. I was just trying to run hard to get rid of the anger. So, but I cry every year at the finish of Leadville.
After 11 finishes at the Leadville 100, Laurie posted her first ever DNF, did not finish, in 2017, when she fell short of a time cutoff at about mile 75.
The DNF was actually a really good thing because I've been doing the same thing over and over. Never really wanted to have a coach because I thought it would take sort of the fun out of it. And having the DNF made me realize, like, I've got to do something different because I'm getting slower and the cutoffs at Leadville are becoming more of an issue. So I did hire a coach, and at first it was a struggle because the workouts were really prescribed. I had to be looking at my watch and my heart rate all the time, but it was a really good reset because I regained some of my speed, but I also really gained a lot of focus just because I had to think so much during a lot of those runs. And I think at Leadville, the whole time I was thinking and really alert, and I remembered the whole race. I was really coherent the whole time, which is not always the case.
Because of the training, you mean?
Yes, the training, it made me more mindful of like what I was doing. Even though there was a lot of focus on heart rate and pace, which I kind of fought against at first, I kind of needed that.
Huh.
Like a new way to engage my brain, especially at Leadville because you get to know the course so well. So I do think you can become complacent.
If you couldn't run, what other outdoor activity would you do?
Well, hiking definitely, but that's really what you do as an ultra runner anyway, right?
That's the secret, right?
Right.
We call it ultra running.
It's hiking, a lot of hiking. I don't know. Kurt's really into photography. I can see the photography aspect because it's a lot of it similar. You know, taking in nature, observing wildlife, bird watching. We parked our car at the South Rim. We were supposed to sleep before, but I didn't get much sleep. We got up at like 1:30 so we could hit the trail at 2:30 in the morning. Just knowing we were probably going to take a long time to do the rim to rim to rim. And my friend Terry just said, hey, let's just go and see how it goes. So, you know, we took off at 2:30 in the morning and we ended up finishing rim to rim to rim in almost 16 hours exactly. So it was a great trip, like so memorable. Kurt and I had been watching the Ken Burns series about the national parks, so I even felt like even more awe-inspired. Just having, you know, how incredible, like this canyon is cut by the Colorado River and how the national parks came to exist and how lucky we are that they preserved all this.
All right, Laurie Nakauchi, Profile in Motion. Thanks for getting us out.
Thanks for coming out.
Anything, any last thoughts or things that people should have on the radar?
Well, for the gals out there, if you're looking for other women to run with, there's a great Facebook group called the Ultra Dirt Divas that I highly recommend you join. They're a really nice group, people going out, you know, even during the weekdays. And you don't have to be an ultra runner.
This guy's doing laps. Nice job, buddy. Anybody that wants to meet you, just mark the calendar for Leadville, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the whole series this year.
What?
Marathon, 50, not the Leadman. I wish I had biking legs, but the marathon, the 50, and the 100.
Cool. All right, Laurie, good luck.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Let us know with a review on Apple Podcasts if you did. Your reviews help others find the show, which helps us grow and deliver more episodes like this. Are you in the Front Range and interested in opportunities to partner with Dispatch Radio to host a live event and reporting at your place of business? We're scheduling now for our 2019 season. Reach out at info@dispatchradio.com. Coming up on Thursday, a profile in motion on endurance coach and former Leadman record holder Travis Macy from Evergreen, Colorado. Make sure to subscribe to the feed to have every episode delivered to you each week.